What's good, everybody? How you guys doing tonight? Sorry about the delay. Bear with me, you guys. If you guys didn't get my comment, I am on the phone right now with Brian, texting back and forth. They did run into some delays at the airport, so don't know. We might have to reschedule, but I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I was at least going to come live and tell you guys. I apologize. Obviously, unforeseen circumstances. But either way, I'm here, ready to hang out. Obviously, I'm not as cool as Brian and Garrett, but that's the situation. So we'll see. How's everybody doing? Catch up on these comments. Damn, everybody's here. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. And like I said, we'll figure this out in the next minute or two. So I apologize if we do need to reschedule. We will make it happen. So hopefully we'll see. Damn, everybody. What's up, Mike? Matt, Hayden, Mindy, Deron, Josh, fucking everybody. I feel that, Aurora. How are those steaks? It's good, Mike. Damn. Yeah, been a crazy day around here too. So hopefully we can chill out finally. Talk now before Garrett gets on. Oh man. Yeah, Matt, Aurora was having steaks the other day just like me. Dugan, what's up, bro? Dude, that's awesome. Did you see the picture I posted of Amelia? Her fucking blushing is going insane now. I mean, only took, 2 years, but the way it's coming in lately is just crazy. Sorry, you guys are going to see me looking down for a minute. Mindy, we didn't mean to offend you, but come on. Cheerios? Does it matter what kind of cereal it was? All right, you guys. So unfortunately, we might have to reschedule with Garrett and Brian. Looks like they're still at least 30 minutes out from the hotel, and then they got to get checked in and everything. So I don't know what to say other than shit happens, and I'm sorry. We definitely will have them on, and at least Brian on here, and still hang out and bullshit. That's possible too, Aurora. Yeah, sorry guys. It does look like we're gonna have to reschedule with these guys. So, you know what? With that said, if we're all here, at least before you guys run off, because I know I'm not, as cool to listen to talk as those two. But is there any questions in particular you guys have that you would like me to write down and ask these guys when we do get a chance to talk to them? Appreciate it, Angel. Like I said, I'm not going to rush off here. I'm still down to hang out and spend time with you guys, answer questions. I can pull some snakes out, whatever. Yeah. Was good. Yeah, for sure, Derek. That was cool, man. I like jumping on the lives when I can. I feel bad because I know a lot of the guys ask me to come on a lot, and it's just, I mean, on to be straight up with you, I'm just swamped, man. And the little bit of time I do have in the evening, I try to jump on the live streams, for everybody. And if I'm not following you and you guys have a channel, message me on IG or something. Let me know. I'll, give you a sub and a follow and like your shit and, check you out. I'm just so fucking busy, man. In those late night times, I try to show support, but I also do need to spend personal time with Amanda and everybody, so it's nice though when I can jump on the streams. What's good? So in case you missed it, unfortunately, Brian and Garrett are having issues had issues at the airport. So, they did need to reschedule, which sucks. I'm sorry. We will get them on here and, get a chance to talk to them and have you guys ask questions and everything. Also, if you have questions for them that you want me to ask when we do get this rescheduled, shoot them out in the chat. I will, write them down. I'll go through afterwards. I'll write everything down and make sure you guys get your questions asked. As long as it's a good question. But yeah. Damn, everybody's jumping on. Sweet. Yeah, most definitely. My week, man, are you asking me? Shit, I mean, I'm good other than, this. I feel bad. I wanted to bring you guys these guys, but totally, I mean, shit happens. We can't control that. I'm sure the airports are crazy right now with all the COVID stuff going on still and everything. I'm just glad to be here and hanging out. It's nice to actually like chill. This is kind of like my chill time. I could just hang out and bullshit with you guys with or without the guests. You know what I mean? So I'm always just happy to be here and get to chill, I guess. There's not much chill in me. I'm always wanting to do something. That's a good question, Duran. And have you guys checked out Dan Magano? Hopefully I'm saying that right. He actually just did a kind of interesting video on reptile keepers perception versus reality. I thought that was good. His thumbnail was fucking gold. Derek, they're driving right now, so I'm just waiting on a response, but we'll work it out. We'll get them in. I do have some other heavy hitters coming on for you guys soon too. So, we're going to have to work it in somehow, but we'll make it happen. Even if we have to maybe do an extra live 1 week, I'll make sure you guys are aware of it. So we'll see. I'm not going to bug them though. I get it. It's probably stressful. They've both been on flights all day and then standing in line, for freaking 2 hours or whatever, trying to get a rental car. I get it. Shit happens. So, man, if you guys didn't catch my last video in regards to our ovulations, we had our big het pie girl ovulate. We had our het puzzle girl ovulate, another big normal girl, and then possibly my big yellow belly girl. So super excited about those pairings. I mean, especially getting a chance to hit visual puzzles, let alone possibly spot nose puzzles. And then the spot nose het puzzles, spot nose het puzzle male is also locking with the yellow belly het puzzle female. She's a bit smaller, so I just started pairing them, but I'm super excited about that, man. If I can hit fucking spot nose yellow belly puzzles, I'll be jumping up and down like a little kid. I mean, I'm gonna be happier than a fat kid in the Cheesecake Factory. Seriously, man. I'm gonna be stoked. Like a lot of the guys out there, I didn't have money to just go buy a lot of visuals. So, and I just so happened to get a really nice group of het puzzles. And on top of that, I've got double het hypo puzzle group growing up for next season. So I'm excited for it. It's some people, they're like, oh, whatever, we've already made puzzle this, puzzle that, I'm sure, whatever. Okay, for me, it's exciting as fuck. I love hitting that stuff. We've been really lucky on het-to-het pairings since we started. I mean, our first het-pied to het-pied pairing, we hit 2 visual pied females. Our first, God, where am I going with this? Orange ghost pairings. We hit 2 visual orange ghosts. Not only 2 visual orange ghosts, but they were also both blackhead combos. So super excited about that. I mean, I don't know. I'm stoked on it. We've just been really lucky with the odds. I mean, especially last season, we hit, or, the last 2 seasons, really, we hit 2 female highways, 2 female pieds, 2 female blackhead orange ghost combos, and then 2 female banana yellow belly combos. Yellow belly. They come from that male that I'm trying to prove out right now with our single gene yellow belly girl. So he is. What's funny is I originally bought this male as a banana super pastel. He was like one of my first ever breeder ball pythons, banana super pastel. I traded at the time, I was still doing more public rat sales. So somebody approached me. They're like, hey, I have this male. Do you want to, do some trade for some feeders? I'm like, all right, sweet, cool. He was a beautiful snake, and didn't prove out super pastel. Popped out these weird yellow belly looking animals from the first clutch. There was no yellow belly or anything like that on the mother side. So I had asked around, posted pictures in some of the groups like, hey, can you help me identify this? I mean, it's obviously not normal, but what the fuck is it? And so everybody came back pretty much. It was unanimous, yellow belly, yellow belly, yellow belly. And it does look just like yellow belly, but we've never bred it back to a yellow belly to prove, is it yellow belly? Is it gravel? Is it asphalt? Is it, maybe specter, or just something in that yellow belly complex that is, almost impossible to tell from yellow belly itself. So this is the first year I'm pairing him back to a yellow belly to see, do we hit ivories? Do we hit gravel? Or do we hit ivories? Do we hit highways? Do we hit freeways? What are we going to hit there? So I'm really excited about it. And I'm also going to be kind of salty, honestly. If he proves out gravel or asphalt in this last few years, I could have hit one of my dream animals, which is a banana highway. I'd go for a banana freeway if that's the case. It'd be nice to know that there's asphalt, but either way, like I'd be kind of salty with myself. Honestly, I'd be like, fuck, this long. Yeah, that puzzle stuff though. Thanks, guys. I'm really excited for it. We kind of got a decent sized group of het puzzles here going. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential. Will's fucking killing it with the puzzle stuff. I mean, he has some amazing, amazing puzzle stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's probably working on it or already has it, and maybe we haven't seen it or something. Who knows? But I just think there's more to do with puzzles still, and there's also a bunch of other guys working with some killer puzzle stuff too. But I still think there's more to do that isn't necessarily what the guys are already doing. Not to say I won't make combos that they're not making. Like, obviously, I need to start getting the visual army going. But I do want to work it into some other stuff and really see what I can play with in that. Red gene and Rieger gene stuff. Actually, I do have red gene mixed in with my blackhead stuff. If you want, I can pull out some examples of some of my holdbacks that, are combos with and without red gene with blackhead in there, so you guys can really see the difference. I don't have ringer gene in my original male. So my original male for the blackhead project is a blackhead red gene het orange ghost or het hypo. So I definitely see the red gene. The single gene red gene did take me a minute to identify, and I did have to contact some other breeders to see, like, hey, this looks kind of weird, normal-ish, but not really, and I don't want to say it's any. I'd rather sell it as a normal or whatever if it's, a question. And it was pretty unanimous across the board. The 2 normal-looking animals from that clutch were straight-up red genes. Pos het hypo, of course, as well. But it was kind of it's interesting once I really compared, and then I had a classic still at that time from a separate clutch. And, that's kind of also what really, when you get them side by side, right next to each other, it's a lot easier to tell that red gene. Unfortunately, I don't have experience with the ringer gene. So I'll go grab those. But yeah, that's just to explain. I can't really say anything on the ringer gene. I can only speak on the red gene behalf. So give me just a second. I'll pull out these guys. I won't be able to see your comments, but keep talking. So let's grab a few of these. Let me grab an empty V18 here. These are all holdback girls. And then I'm even going to pull one out. I was thinking about letting this girl go. She was hard to get on food at first, but she's been slamming her last few meals with, no issues. Obviously, she's going to be a bit smaller than the other girls, but she's a beautiful looking snake. It really sucks because the all gene visual orange ghost is deep in shed. I'll grab her anyway, but it is unfortunate. You guys won't be able to see the true colors here. Now let me grab also this male. And we'll leave that. So here we go. There's going to be enough snakes to watch for a second. What's up, Angel? Other Angel. So let's start off with like as simple as we can get the blackhead red gene. Locktails there. So like I said, this girl took a while to get on food. She's been slamming it now, but I'm still going to either wait a while. And even then, I'm really thinking about just keeping her because I just love this flaming coming up. So let's see if I can point this out. Do you see this red kind of flaming coming up from the side? Do you see that? That is the red gene influence on the blackhead. If you look at a regular blackhead, sides are black. Dorsal is going to be very black. Do you see that kind of lighter brown, burgundy color, rusty color along the dorsal as well? And then again, that flaming, that is the red gene influence. You can even see it right there in the neck a bit. That is that red gene influence. So this is a blackhead, red gene, pos het hypo, or orange ghost female. So that's kind of like your base, at least as far as the red gene go. Unfortunately, I don't have any single gene red genes here anymore. I actually gave those both away in giveaways. So they are with Josh, who's in the chat, and Tom and Mindy, who are in the chat. And then let's go for something a little bit different. Okay, so blackhead champagne. I originally thought this was just blackhead champagne, and I do have them listed as just a possible red gene, but after talking to a bunch of the guys, I do believe this animal also has red gene in it as well. So I do think the difference between this male, who is available, and my female holdback, get back in there, is, and I'll be straight up with this because this is just my opinion after talking to a bunch of the guys with a little more experience. I believe my girl is going to prove out the pos het. I don't know if you guys can really see those whites, almost like ringers coming up, which we know, in champagne, a lot of hets do tend to throw ringers with champagne. But I mean, at minimum, he is, and he also could be pastel. But I'm pretty sure the red gene is in here. That's why the dorsal is very peachy. So what I think it is I think they're both, honestly, I think they're both blackhead, champagne, red gene. I just believe my female here is going to prove out the pos het, and I'm not quite sure if he will. That's just my honest, straight up opinion. Obviously, he's still, a pos het, and I just have him listed as a blackhead champagne because I figure, hey, it's a bonus if you get the red gene in there. Yeah, so it brings in a lot more blushing. And then it's a lot more apparent on like this animal here. So this is blackhead pastel red gene. And do you see just how crazy that, I mean, the blushing literally goes all the way around the animal. I mean, and it's just, you can even, the camera's not quite on point with the color tone, but I can see it through the screen. I mean, you just have this beautiful rusty red coming all throughout the snake, continuing from the flaming on the sides all the way up the dorsal. And just, you still have that nice, see if she'll get nice black head from the black head, and those nice dark blacks around the alien heads also being influenced from the blackhead gene. So this is blackhead, pastel, red gene, pos het hypo / orange ghost. If I say hypo, guys, I'm working with the orange ghost line. So then let's take away the red gene. And this one's going to kind of suck because the all gene girl is in shed, but I think you guys will still get the point. This is blackhead, pastel, orange ghost, visual orange ghost. So there's no red gene, but you can see just the visual orange ghost, how it does its typical, fade out and washes everything. That ghost-like appearance. Oh, you can get her in camera. So then again, this comparison is going to be kind of different because this girl's in shed, but I still think you'll be able to see the craziness from the red gene addition. So even deep in shed, this one right here is blackhead, pastel, red gene, visual orange ghost. And I don't know, hopefully you guys can really see that difference. I know she's deep in shed, but I mean, literally it goes from this, kind of purpley reddish color to this girl's blushing is straight up like it's pink. It's like a pinky purple. Just very, very apparent. So super excited about these girls, obviously. Really excited to raise them up and, really work on that. Also, I would really like to see red gene outside of the blackhead stuff too. There was another snake we did for that I let go of, and it was a pastel red gene girl, and went to Redeemed Reptiles, and I actually Reptiles and Rodents, and I actually I'm kind of sad I got rid of that girl because I think that outside of blackhead, I do think red gene is going to be a really good enhancer type gene. Just from what I've seen, the way it influences blackhead. So apparently, imagine if you got that into other combos. Like, for instance, a GHI Mojave is really dark. Now add red gene. Is that going to add some really nice blushing, or is it going to change the whole hue from a black, from the blacks of the, let me pull out this girl here. Could we change those blacks? Maybe, and maybe you'll have to add a few more genes in there, or, maybe the super red gene form. But what if we could change those blacks to that, that rusty color that's bringing in, or add, orange ghost red gene to that, because GHI Mojave hypos are already fucking fire. Now, if you add red gene, is it going to change that purpley hue to a pink hue? Because then that's going to be another way to kind of have a pink snake. And I don't know, I could be way the fuck off. This is just the way my mind works, and this is how I think about it. So I don't know. I'm really excited for the blackhead stuff, and I really love the way red gene is influenced in there too. I do want to keep the red gene stock going as far as my holdbacks go with the blackhead stuff. I just think it makes blackhead look a lot better. Honestly, it's just one of those genes. I feel like they really do belong together. And I do think that there's potential, a lot of potential for both the genes, both separately and together. I mean, especially red gene separately, I think also has a shitload of potential. So you would love to see it with special. Yeah, that would be badass. Still looks clean and shed. Yeah, I mean, I really wish, man, I might have to try to pull up a picture and pop it on the screen or something. Just outside of shed, that girl is straight up. You guys are just going to have to take my word or go check out on my Instagram. I do believe I posted some pictures of her fairly recently. but just beautiful pinkish blushing. I mean, it's just this really nice red, pinkish purple. It's hard to explain, and it's also even really hard to capture on camera. The few times I have photographed her, I'm like trying every angle and lighting, and I use this old DSLR here, so it's all on manual mode. Trying to really capture the true colors, and even then, it's hard, honestly. Angel, bro, you're only a few minutes away. I should have one more blackhead clutch this season, and then still have a couple blackhead males available. I know you probably want girls, we all do, but I'm sorry, I'm keeping those girls. I need them. Super blackhead combos and a lot of stuff I want to work them into. But what I also, I'm kind of curious with you guys out there is it's believed that champagne and blackhead are allelic. So have you guys heard about this? And how do you, what do you guys think about that? Because it kind of honestly ruins my project a little bit, because I was really hoping to work that blackhead champagne stuff into some other genes. But say if I hold back that girl, right, and I don't have blackhead on the other end, then I don't have the chance of making blackhead champagne combos if it's allelic and acts like a super, so it can only pass on blackhead or champagne. And obviously we can't pair a blackhead champagne to a blackhead champagne because champagne is a lethal combo, and I also try to only keep champagne on my female side. So I don't know. I'm going to throw these animals back into their tubs because they're all going crazy right here on the desk, and then I'll catch up on the comments. So give me just a second. But that does really kind of, it's awesome if it does, because obviously an acts like super is really good. You can't complain never producing a normal, right? Can't go wrong there. But with that said, at the same time, I really wanted to work, Enchi, Fire, Leopard, that kind of stuff into the blackhead champagne combos. I really think if you guys see how Enchi and Leopard influence champagne, it's insane. It's just beautiful. And I really think blackhead, especially with champagne, is going to be key to unlocking a lot of the potential of champagne. I know a lot of people gave up on champagne. It's a very overpowering gene. It's a lethal combo with certain other stuff. I get that completely, and it's not everybody's cup of tea. But I do think there's a lot more to be done with it. And I think that if we keep working on it, we can make some really cool stuff that hasn't been figured out yet. And maybe even really bring back some pattern and really blow out the champagne clown stuff too. So I'm excited about it. I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's going to be cool. And if I fail, you guys can watch it all because I'm going to be posting it all. So yeah, let me know, man. You guys will see it first. I'll definitely be posting. Also, if you guys aren't part of my Discord, you guys should hit me up on IG, get the link. We're building a really cool community of awesome folks in there. We just bullshit about all sorts of reptiles, general conversations, just everything. You can go hang out and just nerd out about snakes. Really cool place. And that's also where I post a lot of stuff first. So I post a lot of pictures there first. And also, I do post some deals for the Discord. So, I don't do it all the time, but just, there are times where I'm like, hey, I want to give back to everybody in the Discord and everything who's supporting me. So I throw deals out there. So just so you guys know. Good for Q&A. If you guys got questions, ask them away. If I don't have the answer, I'll probably want the answer, but I'll answer the best I can. Yeah, Tom, I didn't even know they were allelic. I've been going after the combo for quite some time. Like, it literally took me like 2 years to hit the combo, and I didn't know at all that it was allelic. And I didn't see much. And then if you also look at the blackhead champagne stuff, if you Google blackhead champagne, a lot of them are super dark and almost no pattern, and they almost just look grayish black on top. But my blackhead champagne stuff popped out completely different. which is one reason why I believe the red gene is influencing them, because pastel, they don't look champagne pastel-y to me. The female from the mother of that clutch was a champagne pastel. I'd pull her out, but she's actually locked again for, starting to get paired again right now. She's locked as we speak to an Enchi Fire Leopard Blade Het Clown male. So going for some champagne Enchi Fire Leopard stuff. That's Pos Het Clown. I could live with or without the pastel. Pastel looks good in some stuff. To be honest, I personally don't like it in clown. Some stuff it does, add that touch, but just my personal opinion, I just don't like it in clown. So. As far as the Discord, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll shoot you over the link. Easy as that. Give me until after the live, of course. Yeah, Angel, the Enchi and Leopard and Champagne and all that pattern, I really think that's going to be key too. If we can get the blackhead in there too, I think it's going to really pop. I mean, you guys saw that my female holdback. That girl is crazy. Like crazy. There's so much stuff that like it's hard to, you know what? I'm going to grab this girl again real quick. Just, you guys aren't going to understand unless I pull her out and we take a really close look at this girl. Every time she sheds, the whites on her sides coming up get even bigger. The blacks are just black as night. She's got these random orange speckles. See that right there going on? Just the random blacks. It's not what you expect at all. And it honestly doesn't look like a lot of the other blackhead champagne stuff I see. I mean, look at how dark that black splotching is. And then again, hopefully you guys can really see right where my finger's at right there. It's almost like I hate to say ringer because it's not quite a ringer, but just the white scalation coming up. See if we flip her over. I know she has one side with a lot more of it. Like right there, if you guys can see that big old patch coming up. I don't know. I think this is really beautiful, and I think it's something to really build. Whoop, muted myself there. Just think it's something really beautiful and really something to build off of. And sorry, girl, take even further. So just fucking, I don't know. This is just one that just gets me. It popped out of the egg, and I was just so surprised. I honestly didn't know what to think at first. And then we hit 2. That was crazy. There we go. Oh. Yeah, that's what I thought too at first. But then I was like, hold on, they both have it. And I highly doubt, both could be a paradox. And I mean, I guess it's possible, but I don't think so. Not in that manner, the way it affected both of them, almost with the same black splotching around your typical champagne patterning. So that's what really stood it out for me as being not paradox, was the fact that they both got that same exact influence. Obviously the female's more extreme, but as far as where the black pigment is placed on those animals. So I don't know. I'm just super excited. I can't wait to see what they do. I'm going to be kind of sad if they're allelic because it's going to take me a bit longer to hit the combos that I really want to hit with those. But I'm already, a few years into the project, so I'm going to keep going with it. Right? Yeah, I have no idea. I definitely want to get another blackhead visual orange ghost combo into the collection. Hopefully with, maybe if I can find a blackhead visual orange ghost with red gene and with, sorry guys, Enchi or leopard in it as well. I mean, it's going to be kind of a tough find, but if I can find that to breed back to her in a couple years, that would be my best bet to speed up the project. So I might do that if I find, a really nice quality example of one. Otherwise, it'll take me a few few more years to hopefully hit the odds myself and really like the outcome. I'm kind of I don't know. I have this thing with quality. I want everything I bring in or hold back to be like the best looking of that I can have or produce or buy, or, I don't know. Just, it's one of those things we built our collection off of was, you can have a pastel and then you can have a fucking pastel and, people question, well, what else is in it? It's pastel, so just stuff like, stuff like that. What's up, David? See you jumped in here. So I'm excited for that one for sure. My big girl Carmilla is in the middle of her pre-lay shed right now. She is deep in the blue, man, and she is looking thick. I have my other two paired up. I'm shooting for maybe, hopefully they'll lock. I don't know. They're actually, I haven't looked at them in a minute, so I can go take a peek. But last time I checked, they weren't locked. The female just hasn't been receptive. She's not bucking or anything of that nature, but they're just cuddling. He's spurring the bottom of the cage like crazy. So fingers crossed on that one. Green double het albino granite male to a granite possible het albino green lab female. Really would be excited if she went, but I'm not going to complain either way. It looks like my other girl is going to go from retained sperm. So, I mean, that's already going to be a massive clutch. Last year, she gave me 42 eggs, 0 slugs. So I don't know what this year is going to be, being as it was retained sperm, but from the ultrasound, it looks like she's full of nice, plump, fertile eggs. So oh, nice, Josh. Yeah, going to have to prove that one out for sure. There's this other girl we have that we just call it our Dinker project, or we call it the X is just like our reference to it here because we don't know what the fuck it is. I'm not going to say anything about it. I produced animals. Actually, a couple of the males I have for sale right now, I think might have the gene, but I don't know because we can't prove it out. So I'm not labeling it. I'm not saying anything about it really. I mean, I'm saying it right now, but there's this little Dinker project we got. Craziest part about this is it was Amanda's first ball python. She just wanted a normal ball python to get her feet wet, have her own pet snake that, was an inexpensive snake and just have her own pet snake. Right. And it turned out to be a female, gave us her first clutch last year. And there's just something different going on with that animal. What sets Orange Ghost apart from other lines of hypo? They all have their subtle differences. To be honest, I just see to me, the Orange Ghosts seem to be higher expression hypos. You can have a really nice, whatever line of hypo and a really shitty Orange Ghost. And, you could compare those, right? But when you look at the best examples of the different lines, I just see Orange Ghost as, one of the best looking lines. Really, as far as I know, though, also they're compatible. So it's kind of one of those, line bred things, like keeping it from the original breeder. What line are they working with and not mixing it in? That's to the best of my knowledge. I've only really worked with the Orange Ghost line. I just know that that's where the original male came from. So. And female, for that matter. One of my pairings this year is Cinnamon Lesser, Orange Ghost, to Blackhead Pastel, 100% hypo. Oh, fuck yeah. That's awesome. So then you could see the red gene then in that Blackhead Pastel red gene. If you have a Blackhead Pastel, you probably could see that, that flaming difference going on there. Yeah, Chris, it's going to be awesome. Baby Berms, man. Super excited. There's nothing like baby Berms. I don't know. They're little feisty chainsaws, honestly. It takes a few months for them to really calm down and not be jerks. But I love it. I just think it's awesome. There's nothing like staring at a big old tub of baby Berms. all crawling out of the egg. And then, you got to wash them off, get bit 1,000 times while you're sexing them and separating them into their own tubs. So if so, this will be my 3rd successful season breeding berms, and it's only getting better from here, man. Next season, I mean, not that I'm excited about this season. I'm excited about every season. It just gets better and better. But next season is going to be fucking killer. We've got our Posset caramels that should go together next year. Depending on, if my hypo lap keeps slamming food by, the end of the year, he might be up to, getting the job done as a little dude. And we'll pair him to my Ivory Granite Posset Albino Green Lab. And then also possibly pair him to the Granite Possible Het Albino Green Lab girl as well. And then I don't want to max out the pairing, so I might just stop there and wait an extra year for my original project, just because those are some, kind of high-end projects I would really like to get some holdbacks to, raise up and get going a little sooner. But also Amelia Gizmo, my green double het albino granite's daughter, she is a albino het green Posset granite. One of my original projects was to line breed the brightness of Gizmo into albino greens. So Gizmo at his size for a green is extremely bright. A lot of the greens you see at that 10 plus foot mark, they're a really dark olive green, really a blackish green. Like it's a really dark olive green. He is extremely bright olive green, and is already 10 plus foot. He's growing a little slower because, his little ass don't want to switch to rabbits. He just wants jumbos, but that's a whole nother story. He's still good. I'm not in any rush to power feed him big. So if he wants to stick on jumbos for a little while until we get the switch, whatever. But my point is, for his size, he is an extremely bright example of a green. So if I can line breed that with their blushed out cherry heads into the, brain fart here, into the albino greens, visual albino greens, double visuals. It's one of my goals from the beginning. If you guys watched the last Burmese Python update video I did, if you guys haven't already, go check it out after this stream. All right. That was, one of my favorite videos I've done in a little while. I really love the species, and I haven't got to show them off in a while. So go check that out. But point is, I was saying in that video about that cherry head, and, sure, I could go buy an albino green for $500-600. All right. But that's not the point. It's going to be it'll be a nice quality albino green if I buy it, but I really want to line breed Gizmo's traits into that, double visual. Thank you, Nate. I really like him, man. I just, I don't know. There's just something since I was a kid about Burmese pythons has really attracted me. And it's not to say I don't love all my other species I keep. I got a mainland retic up there. I got an albino hedgehog next to me. We've got the rhino iguana, the savanna monitor. I've got a bunch of colubrids, the ball pythons, of course. I've got my 22-year-old corn snake down here. Blood python on top. I keep going. We keep a number of species. There's something about Burmese in particular for a giant snake that I absolutely love. And I think they make the best large snake as a captive for most people. Now I know everybody out here is going to say retics and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Retics are cool too. I just like my berms. All right. So I'm not even getting into that argument again, because I've done that enough the last 2 fucking weeks. And I hate that argument because they're both amazing animals. It's funny, but they're both, at the end of the day, they're both amazing animals. I just don't think the average person can responsibly keep mainland retics. I think they like to climb a lot more. They like a lot of exercise. So if you don't have the time to let them get that exercise and, stuff, either provide a giant enclosure like this, at least like Luda's here, or if you're going to use a traditional style cage like the ones I have here, or the one my girl is in up here, just pull them out and let them climb and do their thing. And I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it. I feel like Retics are much more, of a semi-arboreal species, even as large adults. When Burmese are semi-arboreal when they are juveniles in the wild. You will find juvenile Burmese in their native habitats, maybe in the Everglades, but I'm talking about their normal habitat across seas over in Southeast Asia, in their region over there. Okay. They are semi-arboreal as juveniles, but as they grow to adulthood, they are a very terrestrial and ground-dwelling species. I pull my berms out, they come around, they explore and everything, but they don't want to climb, they want to go under. So I feel much better as a keeper, personally, having them in the 8x3x18s and pulling them out to exercise and everything, because they seem comfortable in there, right? My retic that's up here, she's only about, I don't know, 10 plus foot-ish, somewhere in that range. I can pull her out if you guys want to see her, but she gets out a lot. She wants to climb. I look over there. She's on that very top cage right there, but I see her. She's always cruising. She always wants to climb, explore. When I pull her out, we set up the step ladder. She just climbs that thing back and forth, back to the ground, back up the ladder, back up the ground, back up the ladder, because she wants to climb. So that's that for that rant. I just had to get that out of the way. And yeah, like Chris said, I see that a lot. And I believe it was Rachel I was having this conversation with the other night. I do see a lot more retics up for rehoming than Burmese. Another thing with the berms that I don't think a lot of people are with the retics, that a lot of people aren't prepared for. They want to breed them because they're big, beautiful animals with a ton of morphs. You have way, way more morphs with retics than you do with Burmese, especially here in the States. But even overall, everywhere in the world, there are way more fucking retic morphs than there are berms. And they're absolutely stunning animals. But male retics during breeding season can be little assholes. That's straight up facts. You cannot tell me otherwise. That's straight up facts. They get nippy, they arc you, they'll bump you, they'll, arc your hands into the side of the cage. And when a big ass, retic gets grumpy with you, it's not a fun time. All right. I've been there, done that. Not really my thing. Male berms, they don't get that way at all. They might arc up a little bit, or, maybe bump you a little bit if they're really not in the mood to get, mess with. But the females will do that anyway, females and males in both species. But what I'm saying is they're not going to arc slam you against the cage and come strike at you just because it's breeding season and they said, fuck you. Like Chris said, male retics during breeding season will tear you up damn straight. Male berms don't do that. And I just think they are a bit smaller too, which is more common for the average keeper. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I just love the species. They're fucking cool. They're awesome ass animals. And the fact that there's barely any genetics, there's only, we could go off, right? We have, classic. If you want to count the classic, you've got classic, you've got albino, you've got labyrinth, you've got green, you've got granite, you've got champagne, you've got pied, you've got hypo. If you really want to count the super hypo, the ivory, you've got ivory. So we have 9 genes in the States. 9 genes. That's what you got to work with. And a lot of those combos, a lot of the 4, 5, 6 gene combos have never even been made yet. There's only been a select number of them. And it's really hard when you get some of those genes interacting with each other because it's not the influence you would think it would be. So really a lot of the 2 to 3 gene animals look a lot better than the 4 and 5 gene animals we've seen. And we haven't even gotten to 6 or 7 gene shit yet. Let me pull out this retic. You guys are going to have to bear with me. It's going to be a weird angle, I'm short. I got to get the step ladder and get this girl out. So yeah. Oh, caramel. Yes. Thank you, Chris. Caramel. So 10. There we go. You got 10. But now working those in together. And also with that said, caramel has a few different lines of caramel. So you have to, they aren't compatible. So you have to go there too. The line of caramel I'm working with isn't proven yet, but it may be a new line. We'll see. You guys will have to chime in for a future live because I'm going to give you guys a hint right now. I'm not going to tell you which weekend. I'll tell you it's coming up soon though. but the originator of those Posset caramels that are in my collection, big true OG big dog himself, will be coming on this channel and talking to us, and we will figure out all about that. But thoughts on rock pythons? I think they are beautiful animals, really cool species. I think they're going to calm down. They've got the rep for they've got that rep for being an asshole of a large snake. And I'm not saying they aren't. I don't have personal experience working with them. A good buddy of mine, Aaron, over at Black Diamond Herps, works with them, and I've had the chance to really talk to him about them. And I'm kind of on the consensus that with more captive breeding, the animals are going to calm down quite a lot more and be much more manageable. They already have been, just from what's already done. And those patternless rocks are absolutely beautiful. Almost reminds me of a green Burmese, just different. So let's go ahead and pull this girl up. Bear with the awkward angle, guys. Hi, sweetie. What's up, sweetheart? Yeah, hi. Hi. What's up? You gonna make me come all the way up here? Come on, sweetie. Ooh, she's chilling in her house, so hold on. Come here, sweetheart. Let's not get caught up in the ceiling. That'd be cool. Hi. This is Primrose, you guys. Before I get her down, she is a platinum or platy phantom golden child. She's about 3 years old. And this is what a healthy tick should look like, in my opinion, at her age. Look at that nice, lean body structure. Yeah, say hi to everybody. Hopefully we can get her up there. Oh, there she goes. She's a little quick with it. So just overall really beautiful animal. Like I said, it's nothing against retics. I do love them. I just won't keep males, and I don't want to breed them personally. Nothing against anybody who does, but just my thing. But I still love them. I'll still keep them. I might even add a cow at some point. I really do want a cow. I think they're absolutely stunning. But for now, this is my baby. She's I don't know, really nice. I love that black specking from the golden child coming in with that platy and phantom, creating this just beautiful gold snake. I just love it. And that head, her head just looks so vicious in a cute way. You just look at that. Look at that cute head. How can you not like that? Here, show off your head, girlfriend. It's just a beautiful girl. Let's see if we can just set her up here for a minute. Let's see if she just climbs and hangs out. There you go, sweetheart. Whoop. But let's just let her hang out. She's good. Oh, I should close her cage, though, so we don't get a thermostat yelling at us. So give me a moment with this. Don't want to step on your tail, sweetie. Actually, we'll bring this over here just in case I need it. And catch up on these comments. Gotta love that retic head, right? Thank you, Nate. I really think they need to be a much more muscular snake. It's just the way they're built. That's what they're for. A lot of the ones in captivity I see are just, I mean, I hate to say fat lards, but that's what I see. Even with berms, I see it a lot too. And there's a very, very easy medium ground. You shouldn't be underfeeding to keep your animal small. That's fucked up, in my opinion. That's just fucked. That's animal cruelty, in my honest opinion, if you're purposely underfeeding an animal to keep it small. But there's a healthy growth rate that's in the middle. You don't need to power feed them so they're giants. She's 3 years old. You see a lot of retics a year old at her size, a year and a half old. She's 3+ years old. So From what I was told, she's a 2017. So, I mean, she's on that 4th year. I just think they belong like that. I don't know. See, I can angle this down. She's just staring at me right here on the floor. Just a beautiful snake, though. I really do love her. Like I said, retics are cool. I just really love the berms. So, yeah, exactly, man. Just so much obesity in them. Yeah, Angel, anytime, man. I love all the species. It's kind of hard for me to decide. That's why I only breed berms and balls, but I keep a number of species. Because, I didn't get into this. I've been keeping since I was 8 years old. I'll be 29 this year in a couple months. So I've very legitimately been keeping and handling reptiles since I was 8 years old on a very, very fairly consistent schedule, besides maybe a bit in, my 18 to 21 range when I was partying way too much and making horrible, horrible decisions. But that's a whole different story. Point is, what's up, Chica? Hi. You gonna come hang out? It's all right. There we go. All right, whatever. We'll see. She'll either come up or she's gonna try to go behind me, and I'm gonna have to grab her. She's a full mainland. Not sure on her exact locality. She's just a mainland. No dwarf, no super dwarf, nothing like that. Exactly. Instant snake jungle gym. Now she's coming over here, though. Let me at least redirect her real quick before she starts knocking stuff over. Here, sweetie. You got the rhino iguana going crazy. There you go, sweetie. Yeah, I like to let the big snakes out a lot, honestly, and I just let them crawl around. I'll make sure they don't go under the racks. I should have made kickboards on these, but I do like the little bit of under storage, so it's a give and take thing. But I love letting them out and just cruise and wander. They're very inquisitive animals, honestly, and a lot of people misunderstand them. And don't get me wrong, they're not for everybody. Absolutely not for everybody. I just so happen to love them, and I'm prepared for the physical and financial responsibility of them, and I just think they're amazing. Mm-hmm. People have made berm balls. Yep. Honestly, they're pretty cool. Hold on. Come here, sweetheart. Yeah, let's not do that. Here, let's go back up here and chillax for a bit. Or do you want to go back up since I bugged you in your house? Yeah, her belly's looking a little pink, so she might be going into shed here. How tall is that ladder? I'm about 5'10", so 5'10", 5'11", probably shrank another inch, so 5'10". Oh no, 5 foot. Well, that cage is 8x4x4. It's up on 10-inch casters, so it's just under 5 foot. So yeah, you can see she's a bit curled up there. She's right around that 10-foot mark. Here, let me grab her and step back so you can see I'm just under 6. And we'll compare her to me to give you a better reference. Let's see. Oh, is that too far? That's too close. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to work with me here. So her tail is still wrapped around my hand up here if you see it waving. And then she goes, if she'll straighten out here, she's beyond me about 3.5, 4 foot. So she's right about that 10-foot mark. Give or take 6 inches one way or the other. She's right around that mark. There you go, sweetheart. That sounds about right, bro. What is good? Reptile Revival in the house. What's up? So back to the burn balls. They done some crazy shit. They made a clown burn ball. That thing is nuts, bro. And I'm okay with hybrids. I'll say this straight out right. I'm okay with hybrids if you are an extremely responsible breeder. You understand the risks both to your animals and not selling those animals as directly marketed. All right, guys, hold on. I'm going to have to put this girl back up here. She's going to be running under cages. You're all right, sweetie. Come here. It's okay. Yeah, you can hold on to the ladder for a minute. There you go. Well, that's good. It needed knocked in anyway. Hold on. I don't want to just drop her tail. There you go, sweetie. Get on in there. There we go. I just don't like leaving that much body weight, 6 foot hanging. Give her, I'll leave it once it's at a foot or two. We'll let her climb back in there. I'll shut her glass in a moment. Yeah, they seriously made a clown burn ball. But back to that, you got to be really responsible. You're taking a risk with both the fertility and longevity of your animal. If anything goes wrong, you could possibly lose that female. Also, depending on the breeding you're doing, you got to use a huge male ball to a very small female berm that's just of age to breed. Even then, it's risky. She could eat that male, ball. So it's got to be you have to be willing to risk both of their lives, is what I'm saying. That goes for berm balls, bat eaters, cat eaters, all of those. Woma balls. Those are actually, if you guys haven't seen a Woma ball, I've got the chance to see one in person and actually hold one. They are fucking unique. That's a weird hybrid right there. Very, very unique animal. Let me go ahead and close the glass here. Get your tail in there. And lock this cage before I forget. So we'll go ahead and just leave this over here. That's fine. What's up, Luda? Berm balls, as far as I know, are fertile. There hasn't been much done with them, honestly. You see a lot of the berm balls, and then you don't hear about them. They're surviving. They're there. They're breeding. You don't really see people post. I think it's because a lot of them, you'll see it in the hybrid groups, but I kind of left a bunch of Facebook groups just because I don't have time for all that drama. I'm trying to connect with you guys on a personal level and really develop friendships and communicate. And, I want to learn what you guys are doing, the projects you're working on, share the projects I'm working on without all that drama and nonsense. So I did leave a lot of those groups, but, I'm sure they post it a bit on there, but you don't really see it. I think people are just scared to talk about producing hybrids. Yeah, the albino burn ball was sick, Dugan. That was a pretty cool fucking snake, man. Like I said, there's some really cool ones. The bat eaters are fucking sick. I would love to own a bat eater. I'm just not willing to risk one of my female berms for that project, to be honest. I don't know. I wouldn't risk my girls. I feel like it's such a small market that, how do I word this properly? Because I don't want to, come off as a harsh or stupid, but like it's a lot easier for me to sell purebred Burmese of quality Burmese than a hybrid. You know what I mean? That market's really small. And then there's also that risk to, not only to the animals themselves, but to the market. If you're selling hybrids and they're not clear hybrids or clearly communicated and marked as hybrids to people, to buyers that are then going to be responsible with those hybrids. And, if they cross them, they're going to be responsible, label every animal. It's kind of like I see it as like the game of telephone. You remember telephone when you were a kid, you whisper in somebody's ear, you say something, 20 people down the line, it's something way fucking different. I feel like that. Can you guys chill out over there for a second? I'm trying to talk to everybody. Y'all freaking out. All right, we're cool. I think maybe they might be wrestling. All right. So, I just feel, I don't know. There's that risk, you know what I mean? You get down the line, a few generations, and then you muddy the waters even more and more and more. What happens at that point? I'll tell you guys. So here was a straight up thought of mine. Okay. And I'm going to say it straight out right. Before I knew pied Burmese were a thing, I knew berm balls were a thing. Okay. So I thought, well, what if you take a pied like let's say we take a banana pied ball python and we breed it to a berm. Okay, well now we have berm ball, 50-50 berm ball, and you go and you have that animal, you raise those banana het pied berm balls, if you hit them, that is, you raise those up and then you breed those together to produce a 50-50 visual banana pied berm ball. Now you breed that visual banana pied berm ball back to a berm, and blah blah blah. You continue this cycle until you finally have animals the size of Burmese that are banana pieds, right? Here's the problem with that. Great idea. It would work. You could do it. You could do it. You could absolutely do it. Here's the problem with that. You have to think about all those animals in the process that you're going to have to either sell or whatever in order to accomplish that end animal. And then at the end of the day, that end animal, it might look like a berm, might, slither like a berm, act like a berm, whatever, eat like a berm, size of a berm. It's not a purebred berm. It's not, I don't know. Like I said, and I don't have a problem with hybrids. I'm just saying, like, that thought process did go through my head in the past, but I think you got to be really careful when you do it, I guess. I don't know. That's my long way of ranting on why I feel the way I do. Yeah, Shane. Yeah, I've thought about the berm balls. I mean, I've also been asked to do them. I just don't think I could. I just don't think it's worth the risk. One, I don't really have any male, ball pythons that I'd be willing to lose that I think would look crazy enough in a berm ball to be worth the risk. And on top of that, I just don't want to risk my female berms, man. They get egg bound. Or they eat the male ball python. I don't know. Just so many things. I'll leave it to those other guys. I'll watch, and who knows, maybe if I see a crazy one or a clown berm ball for sale, I might pick it up just to have it as a pet and keep it. I definitely will be picking up a bat eater. I'll tell you guys that right now. Sometime in the future, I will have a bat eater. I just wish, here's the thing I wish, man. I wish bat eaters looked more like berms, but and got their disposition at least. They could keep the look of a bat eater. But if they had more of the disposition of a Burmese and the size of a retic, I'd be fucking all on board. All on board. But they do stay about the size of a nice big berm, but they're a hybrid. So to me at that point, I'm like, well, may as well just have some really crazy ass berm. No, they don't sell very fast. I saw Bob Clark did have a normal berm ball. Bat eater is a retic to a Burmese. So, and I'm kind of I do know, I don't know if they want it announced or whatever. I'll just say I know somebody who is doing a bat eater project, and they're doing it the opposite of what I've always heard. So as far as I was always concerned, you need to do a male retic to a female Burmese. Well, apparently that's being done the other way around with a male Burmese and a female retic, which I'm really interested to see how that works out. Just being as the gestation period of both are completely different, and the incubation period, I guess I should say, are just completely different. There's a 30-day difference. So are they going to hatch in the middle of that? Are they going to take the retic incubation time? Are they going to cut down to 60 days? You wouldn't even know when to cut. You'd have to wait for something to pip. That could be interesting. Oh yeah, the blood balls or super balls are cool. Yeah, see, there's my thing though too. If I'm gonna go spend $4,000 again on a snake, we'll just say that, or $4,000 plus, I should say, on a snake. Man, I'm getting a pied Burmese. That's my goal, guys. My goal. Like seriously, I'm really hoping we kill it this season. I hope for tons of holdbacks. I'll tell you right now, the majority of my sales from this season, that doesn't go back into the business and then supporting US ARC and, the number of other people that I, help support in the community through Patreons or this or that. It will be going to a pied Burmese fund. So holla at you, boy, if you need some shit, because I need a pied berm. That shit's got to go down. That is my dream animal. And if I can get that into some of my other projects, like caramel pied Burmese, caramel lab pied Burmese, lab pied oh man, my head just That's the kind of I just think about that stuff all day. Same with the ball projects. Honestly, I think about it like, oh man, if I do this and we hit these odds, you know, and it's always the odd gods that are with you though. So I've held a hybrid anaconda. Oh, green and a yellow cross. Yeah. You know, I almost think those are pretty cool though, because, you know, you have that smaller, Annie with a little bit better of a disposition, because everybody I've ever talked to says, you know, as much as greens can still be very unpredictable, yellows are little assholes. They got like the little brother syndrome, you know? It's like they're the little guys, so they always have to have twice the attitude. Learn something new. Thanks. Yeah, man. I get nerded out over all this stuff. I just really love I don't know. I just love researching and stuff. Like if I'm not in here or busy doing something and we're not, you know, I'm not out fishing or hiking, I'm probably searching up weird, nerdy snake and reptile related shit, even animals that I don't keep. There's been a few that I really want to keep that are just, and they're different. There is something I probably will never breed, right? Like, for instance, there's this one that's been catching my eye really bad is the yellow spotted climbing toad. If you guys haven't seen one of those, they are nuts. Nuts. They are the coolest looking toads. Super cool. And I know I just got rid of my amphibians and was cutting, you know, I'm cutting down on some of the excess projects, but eventually I will have one of those. They are fucking cool toads. Just so crazy colors and those bright, I mean, literally it's got yellow spots and they're crazy yellow spots, like big yellow spots. They're really cool. Yeah, Aurora, right? There's just so many. There's, you know, there's some that are on my wish list that I will be getting, you know, in the next bit, but then there's others that I'm like, you know, over time I definitely want to have those animals in my collection, and it'll probably be more so when we do open our zoo. Because that is the, you know, that is the end goal, is to open up a reptile zoo in my local area. You know, and I'll tell you guys outright, because, you know, I've talked about it a couple times, but not too horribly much. You know, I love the breeding. I'll always breed, you know, probably some cool berm projects that I'm working on, the ball python projects, you know, maybe some colubrid stuff too, because we do have some colubrid projects raising up. But my end goal is I want to open up a reptile zoo in my local area here. We only have one reptile zoo in Washington. Sorry if anybody's out there who is either associated or likes or owns this place, because I know, you know, people have jumped on, but I'm not a fan. I'm actually quite disappointed in it. You know, we walked in there, they had venomous animals. Some of them were marked venomoid, but they were all in animal plastics cages. I had the animal plastics key around my neck. As a private keeper, I could have walked in and unlocked any single one of their venomous animals cages. Now, luckily, I'm responsible and I also have experience with HOTS, but that's not the point. The point is any Joe Schmo with an AP cage could walk in there with fucking key to your venomous animals cages, multiple different species of pit viper, multiple different species of cobras, just a number of different HOTS. On top of that, you know, just, I mean, there was a bunch, gaboon viper, rhino viper, like there was a bunch. They had a reticulated python on display. One, obese. Two, had stitches this long in its side, was in a huge, tall enclosure with nothing to climb on. So I don't know what the fuck your 6-foot glass enclosure was about. That was only probably 6 foot by 4 foot or something, you know, but just full of aspen on the bottom, glass on all four sides. It was just, it's not what these animals need. It's not how they need to get represented. And, you know, something that I've been wanting to buy their green anaconda for a while. Every time I just think they ignore my messages or something. I've offered to buy their green anaconda and I've offered them a decent price, you know, a very reasonable retail value for an adult green Annie. And I've done it before, you know. Now, you know, if they accepted it right now, maybe I might not be able to do it right this second, but I've literally called multiple times like, hey, you know, I've also sent them an email like, hey, you know, private keeper, I see how small this green Annie is. Okay, guys, this is big, beautiful green Annie. She's been there for a long time. I've been to the zoo as a kid. They also had an albino alligator when I was a kid that went there. I don't think that thing's grown more than 3 feet in the last, I don't know, over a decade since I was a younger kid. So almost 2 decades. But it really makes me sad, man. I'm not going to get into it. That's their thing, but it's not cool. It's not how we need to be represented. If we're going to have reptile zoos and put ourselves out there as reptile zoo keepers and, reptile keepers, put your fucking work in, put your foot where your mouth is, and fucking set a good example. I'm sorry, they kind of make me angry, honestly. And that's more my drive to open up my own zoo in the area. And that's what this is about. This is building that future. So, we stash money away to hopefully be able to do that zoo in the next, 5 to 10 years, hopefully closer to the 5 mark. But whatever it takes, I want it to be big and I want it to be done right. I want a big section of multiple different species, multiple different morphs of those species, so people can see and compare and know that, hey, this might look like this, but it really is this, and really get them thinking. Because all it takes is that one animal for somebody to walk in and fall in love with, and I can change their mind on every single other species in that facility. On top of that, we can set examples of how these can be taken care of, both in a zoo setting and in a personal setting. With that said, I also want I want to have a separate retail area that not only has locally sourced, locally bred and sourced reptiles from trusted breeders, both local and, maybe some of my friends from around the country who have some nice stuff that's, responsibly captive bred, where people can buy, captive bred reptiles with the proper equipment, proper thermostats, proper temp guns. None of these fucking, God, I got one somewhere around here. God, where is it? Here's one. None of this shit, telling people, oh, this is all you need. Okay, these are good for reading your ambient temperature, fine, but like that's just not controlling your fucking hotspot, and these pet stores just drive me nuts. So if we can have a responsible place with responsible captive bred animals, real reptile equipment, real reptile cages, not glass fish tanks that weren't made for fucking reptiles, and we can set people up for success, we can give them the proper information. That's my dream. That's my passion. That's where it really falls for me. That's, I cuss a lot on here and, a lot in person, right? But it's completely different when I get around, kids or the younger, or older elderly crowd. I'm able to communicate a lot differently. And so you're going to have to just take my word for that. But I'm really passionate about that. I really want to teach people. And the thing that also bugged me about the other zoo is nobody's going around teaching people. There was a redfoot tortoise that was flipped over. I tried to wave and get the chick who was working attention. She's kicked up with her feet on her desk, texting on her fucking phone. There's a goddamn tortoise about to fucking die 50 feet from you. I'm waving at you, whatever. I reached in the damn tortoise pen and I flipped the redfoot myself. Because that's fucked up. They had sulcatas. It was a nice sunny day, okay? They got big sulcatas. I have a 70-pound sulcata. I know they need a lot of room. They need to exercise. They need to move about. They need to eat their grass. Why is it a bright sunny day in the summer of Washington and that fucking tortoise is inside when we walked outside. There was an outside area. They have all tortoise yard area, big old fenced in tortoise area you're allowed to walk in or whatever. No tortoises. Walk back inside and there's these 2 giant 70, 80-pound sulcatas sitting on a fucking 12-foot by 4 or 5-foot, deep tortoise table inside. Why the fuck is that animal inside? Why? It's a bright sunny. If the weather's bad, you need to bring it in, or for the winter, I totally understand that. We're in Washington. It's up north. You can't keep, we can't keep our sulcatas outside year round. But that's a bright, sunny, 70, 80-degree day. Whatever it was warm enough. My sulcata was at home outside. Like, come on, dude. That's just fuck to me. I don't approve of that at all. And I want to set a better example for us as reptile keepers, And people look at it in a bad light and they don't understand the animals. People see snake racks too. There's that whole argument and they don't like snake racks. It's because nobody's taken the time to politely explain to them without jumping down their throat what kind of animals we're working with. The ball pythons are a burrowing animal. They want to stay hidden. They want their hotspot. They want their food. They want fresh water and they don't want to be bugged and they want to be in a dark area. That is that species. We need to teach people this more on a respectful level than fuck this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, you fucking Karen this, Karen that. That's just stupid. Bad attitude, not the way to go about teaching people. And it's not the way to go about growing as a community. I don't have a problem if you keep a snake in a fish tank. I kept them that way for fucking years before I knew about ARS and Freedom Breeder and PVC enclosures and racks. I didn't know about any of this shit when I was keeping reptiles for years, right? I had tortoises and glass tanks and snakes and fucking lizards and all sorts of stuff, you know? And but we all learn, and I think I would be really happy being able to teach people that and just share the passion for all these different animals. And on top of that, who doesn't want to have a reptile? Who wouldn't be happy as fuck for the rest of your life working in a reptile zoo with all sorts of different species, being able to just teach people about these awesome animals and just hang out and vibe with people, get people who were once scared of snakes to love snakes? That's where it's fucking at. That's where it's at. That, you know, like, it doesn't get much better than that. You know, at least not for me. I love that. The breeding is fun as hell. I love that too, because I'm a nerd and I like geeking out on the genetics. I think it's really intriguing to me. It keeps my mind busy. I'm a very, not to go off on like a mental health rant, but I have bad PTSD and anxiety. My mind races like crazy and I have to keep my mind busy. So that's why I love the breeding side of things. I can nerd out on genetics and stuff like that and, you know, really get into it. And yeah, I don't know. That's my end goal. That's my end goal, guys. I could go on fucking ranting forever about that. So thanks for letting me rant and listening, because seriously, it's just a passion, man. I just love it. And I think it would be really good locally to have a much more responsible reptile area. And then, you know, we do have 2 big zoos in our state. We have the Woodland Park Zoo and Point Defiant Zoo. I live only, I don't know, roughly 10-ish miles from the Point Defiant Zoo. You know, that is, their reptile departments are a joke too. Hate to say it, but they're a fucking joke. Their vet is a fucking joke. Hate that guy. You know, local guy who thinks, you know, he's still back in that realm of let me treat your snake for mites with a shot and OD it on Baytril, because that's him. And they let him treat the animals. I mean, I know from, you know, personally seeing the stuff he's done at the zoo, he's been the helping hand in multiple animals dying at that zoo. It makes me sad. And there's nothing I can do about it because I'm just some random guy. I can't prove it, but I've had dealings with him. I've had other locals who've had dealings with him. He's a shitty person either way. You know what I mean? Like, I just think we can do better. And if we're going to fucking open a reptile zoo and show ourselves off to the world as a whole, who already thinks that we're all fucking weirdos that like snakes and, you know, fucking, you're probably some devil worshiping metalhead, whatever. One, way off. I like a lot of fucking underground rap and hip hop. So you're way off on that aspect. It might be a little weird, but aren't we all? But you know what I mean? We can paint ourselves in a better light if we just work together and really change the way we communicate with, the outside community as well as the, you know, reptile community and new people in it. Yeah. Let me get caught up on your comments, guys. That was a really long rant. If you can't tell, I get really excited about it and I guess passionate because, you know, I'm not excited about some of the things I said, but it excites me and it motivates me even more to accomplish my goals. And that's why you guys will not see us stopping. You know, and it's not just me. Amanda puts in a ton of work. My buddy Shane Morey here in the comments, he's a really good friend of mine. He comes over, you know, typically a couple times a week to help me clean, film videos for you guys, edit stuff, you know, really run through, come up with ideas when, you know, for content to, you know, give you guys and everything. So just, you know, it's a team effort and is what I'm saying, I guess. But we won't stop. You know, I'm going to keep doing this until we can accomplish our goals, and it's going to happen. You know, we don't just do the reptiles. We're also really expanding on our rodent breeding. We've started breeding our own rabbits too. We breed all of our own insects. You know, this summer we're going to start growing the majority of our food for, you know, our vegetarian animals, or vegetable eaters, because I can't say, you know, the rhino iguana doesn't just eat vegetables. But either way, you know, we try to produce a lot of our own stuff. And on top of that, we want to be able to offer a lot of this to the public too, is from feeders, insects, feeder rats, feeder rabbits for the local guys who keep bigger snakes like I do. Shane has our quail that, you know, he helps us with. We, we work as a team on that. So they should start producing soon now that the weather's warming up. So we'll have quail available, both for our personal animals and for other people locally who want quail. So exactly, brother. We got to be well represented. Thank you, guys. Sorry I went on that huge rant, didn't get caught up for comments for a minute. I apologize, you guys. Esther, hopefully I said that right. How are you? What's good, you? I see you guys jumping on. I know that was a long rant. I get passionate about it, guys. It's I can't help it. Thank you, Angel, man. I ain't giving up. Pine bedding was the go-to substrate. That dude, so true. So true. I use that on everything from pythons to corns and everything. I'm actually trying out these gem white shavings. So you guys will hear more about this on my video on Tuesday that I'm going to drop for you guys. But just to give you a quick little bit, I have been experimenting with gem white shavings on some of my adult female ball pythons, and I'm actually noticing pretty good results. I'm not having the issues that I was with the other substrates. It's very absorbent. It doesn't stay wet, and you guys will hear about it. But I am kind of I wouldn't say I'm going to switch all my balls to it, but I am, very satisfied with the results, perfectly fine sheds and everything. Obviously, that might not work for some of you guys with really low humidity, but in Washington, our humidity is fairly average, so we're pretty set here. Yeah, what the fuck, Shane? You need to get back over here, bro. I got some tubs you can come clean tomorrow. Love you, homie. I'm messing with you. Either way, bro, though, come hang out, man. Let's get some stuff going. I got some more content I could use a cameraman for, too. Dugan, what kind of bugs you need, man? Damn, still at the shop, bro? Aren't you 3 hours ahead of me? So 1:30 your time, right? That does sound good, Angel. I'm not opposed to eating quail myself, man. That sounds good. Thank you, Kelsey. And I did get that correct, right, Kelsey? 4-leaf clover. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize. I'm trying to get better with names. I'm really good with faces. I'm horrible with names. So I'm trying to get better. Let me know if I'm right or wrong on that. Yeah, Shane, come hang out, bro. Let's get some more content going. I got some really good ideas I want to get done. And I got this one idea I really want to drop next week. So let's connect. Let's get together. I want to hook that up. Sweet. Got it right. Boom. I guess, just because I'm noticing her over here, slightly sad light, I am noticing my hedgehog is getting old. She's 4 plus, but I just see it in her. She doesn't have what they call wobbly hedgehog syndrome, or WHS. But she is a little bit wobbly, if that makes sense. If anybody owns hedgehogs out there, let me know in the comments. Or if you guys have had hedgehogs in the past, let me know how long your guys has lived. This girl, she's her name's Amy. She's my albino hedgehog. I've had her for a few years now. When I got her, she was already 2 years old. They're just cool little animals, man. Just cool little critters. I'm gonna be sad when she goes, man. I'm kind of attached. You guys don't ever see her, but I come in here a lot, and when I'm working on stuff, she's right here by my desk. I have her set up in a tortoise table. It's a 4 foot by, I believe it's actually 30-inch tortoise table, and it's 30-inch, yeah. And I keep her a lot more naturally than most people do. Most people keep them like rodents. They're not rodents. These are strict insectivores, and not strict insectivores. They do eat. Thanks, timer. I'll fix that in 2 seconds. Let me finish this rant. They do eat some vegetables and fruits and berries and stuff like that. But for the most part, they are insectivores, and a lot of people keep them like rodents, and they're not fucking rodents. They like dirt. They like to burrow. They like to go in the cork grounds. They do need a rodent wheel. That's about the only rodent thing they really need. And that's just because they're very active animals. They actually will walk or run up to a couple miles a night. So if you don't provide them with an exercise wheel, you can actually do your hedgehog a huge injustice, because they need that exercise. Like I said, they run a couple miles a night. I come in here late at night. She's actually, this is about the time she would start waking up typically. She'll be running. So do yourself a favor, get the saucer wheels. One, they can't injure themselves, and two, it's a lot quieter, so you don't have to hear squeak, 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 squeak all fucking night long. Oh, hold on. Snake code kind of helps. I had to flip this timer. I keep the light cycle on a timer in here, so I don't have to worry about it in case we are ever not here at whatever time. The lights or the animals still have their light cycle all proper. Fix that real quick, though. You guys don't want to stare at me in the dark. Yep, Shane. I told my wife about us gay. She's cool with it. Sounds like you got a good wife, you. What's up, gay? How are you? Your wife is bugging you for a hedgehog? Dude, they're cool animals. Their short life expectancy kind of sucks. The life expectancy of a hedgehog. So typically, they live anywhere from 3 to 6 years. There have been extreme cases of up to like 7 or 8 years is what I've heard, but there's also a decent majority that pass away between 2 and 3. So she's already 4. I take the best care of her I can. She eats Missouri insectivore diet. She gets fresh, berries and stuff as well every couple days. She doesn't really like the berries too much, but I do give her, mealworms, waxworms, night crawlers, dubia roaches, just a variety of insects, a couple times a week. But I don't know. I'm just seeing the age. It sounds weird, but I can just see the age. And when I come in here and the lights start shutting off and I'm working on my laptop here, whether that's updating Morph Market or doing YouTube stuff or editing footage or whatever, and she's out and about, I just see it's not quite like WHS or wobbly hedgehog syndrome. It's just you can see slightly off balance. Now, WHS, they fall on their side, and they can't right themselves or get up. She's not like that. She can get up and turn around and curl up and lay down just fine. But I'm just seeing it's almost like an elderly person walking down the street who's got really bad arthritis or legs in their, on their walker and a little wobbly, but fairly good. They just got their walker. They don't really want to use it, but it's helping. That's what she reminds me of. So Kelsey, my Tuesday videos are pre-recorded and edited. So what I'm trying to do to bring you guys more content, because, and I don't want to just slam content out there and post daily videos, and I would bore you guys really quick, to be honest. I don't have that crazy of a collection, compared to a lot of these bigger guys. And I don't want to bore you guys with the same old content over and over again. But I do want to bring you guys along the journey and share more stuff with you guys. So what I've been trying to do, and we're going to do our best to continue this from this day forward. Now, granted, this Sunday stream is a bit different, and, the rescheduling part, that kind of sucks. Whatever is what it is, all good. But normally it'll be pre-recorded videos or vlog style videos on Tuesdays, trying to get those uploaded right around noon. Seems to be the best time for people around the country to upload those videos. So around Tuesdays, sometime around noon, will be our pre-recorded videos. I'll be doing at least one short a week on Thursdays, and then our typical live streams on Saturdays, unless, I need to adjust our stream for, a guest. But I think in the future, what we're going to do is I think I'm still going to go live on the Saturday, even if, we may not have a guest, or we might do dual guests. If, say, our typical guest would have been later in the week, maybe we'll bring a surprise guest on, whatever. Or maybe just do this chill and chat kind of, style live stream still on Saturday. But I do have some heavy hitters coming up, like I said, for the next few Saturdays. So, make sure you guys chime in and let me know what you guys are thinking. I mean, damn, we're an hour and a half in and there's still 30 people in here listening to me rant. I fucking appreciate every single one of you guys. Seriously, thank you so much for your support and just being here. It's late on a Sunday night. I just really appreciate all of your guys' support. And again, shit happens. We'll make sure to get Brian and Garrett rescheduled here, or Brian. Garrett was honestly a surprised guest. I had talked to Brian about coming on the stream, and he said, hey, this day would, probably work best, and I'll be with Garrett. Ask Garrett. Garrett was all for it. They just happened to run into an issue, like I said, at the airport. So, maybe hopefully we can get both of them back on, but at least get Brian on and bring that to you guys, because I'd really love to pick not only Brian's brain, but Garrett's brain as well. He was somebody, with or without the whole Brian situation, I was going to contact in the near future anyway to come on the stream. Just because, we may not keep the same species, Garrett is all about his super dwarfs, and that's awesome, but I'd like to learn more about him too. I know there's some guys in the chat who keep super dwarfs who would really like to learn about them and, pick his brain, but there's stuff I'd like to learn from him too. I mean, just a wealth of knowledge with a lot of these OG guys. Brian is a great family man. He has some amazing content. I mean, one, if you guys haven't heard of these guys, I don't know what rock you're sleeping under, but you should crawl on out and go check them out on YouTube. Their links are in the description down below. So made it super easy for you guys. Go check them out. They're both great guys, really good members and role models in this community. So I look forward to that shit for sure. Had to clean the big snake and get the lobby ready for a use. Valley Blacklight pool table I once played 20 years ago. Oh, shit. Damn, bro. Dubia Roaches. Dugan, hit me up. Depending on how many you need, I might be able to hook you up, bro. I did just have a slight crash in one of my colonies, so we're trying to get them, boosted back up, but I still have way more than we feed off. So hit me up, brother. We'll get you set up. I can't do like 1,000 or nothing like that, but if you just need, 20, 50, 100 or whatever, hit me up. We'll get you hooked up, bro. Yeah, bro, man, get over here. I definitely would love to have you over and, hang out with some berms and just chop it up, man. Going a little backwards on the comments. I'm getting caught up though. So doing more tubs and feeding again. Oh, shit. Okay, celebrity guest appearance award for the night goes to fucking Jackie. What's good, girl? How you doing? Not that you're not all celebrities, but you guys know Jackie did come on the Reptile Lounge before we made the rebrand to the Snake Nerd Lounge, and we definitely, Jackie, we got to make round 2 happen once you're all set and ready to make that happen, because that's going to be super awesome. Yeah, exactly, Gay. They're both great people. I'm excited for it. So, question for you for Tuesday. Can you use a brand other than Gem? My place, I guess, Gem doesn't seem that good. So the Gem that I get is the Gem white shavings. Gem makes a number of different kinds of shavings. So Gem is just the brand. I use the white shavings from them. Aren't you in Washington, Kelsey? You're down by Josh, aren't you? Or are you across the border in Oregon? I'm not sure the feed store is down there, but I believe Coastal has it down in your guys' area. Or where we pick up our Gem is Tractor Supply. So I know there's Tractor Supply down there, and I do believe Coastal has it there as well. But if not, if that's where you're already talking about and having trouble, Pine, I don't really Aspen, good. You can try aspen. Aspen's totally cool. Kiln dried aspen, try to get that. Definitely if it's the pine, kiln dried as well. But aspen safe. I personally just don't like pine. They say kiln dried pine is fine. I just personally don't like it. I've just had mixed mixed experiences in the past keeping animals on it. And this was before I used racks and stuff. This was back in my tank days when honestly I used a lot of pine. But hopefully that answers your question. Yes, Jackie. Yes. For sure, got to get on here. And I do need to come get my girl. That we will be making a trip down to see Miss Jackie. And yes, listen to Josh here. Let me finish my thought here, though. Do have to go visit Jackie. Finally get a chance to meet that awesome chick in person. Sorry, Jackie, but you know how I feel about this. Everybody else needs to hear it now, too. So super excited about that because we've already been talking for a few years and going back and forth. And I already have one of her snakes here and soon to be two, as well as picking up some really awesome rabbits to add to our breeding colony up here. So it'll be really cool. Some really beautiful rabbits. I know that sounds weird, but, being as I'm breeding them for food, but they're really beautiful rabbits. She has some amazing stuff, not just snakes. Super beautiful rabbits too. Typically damp. Yeah, I hate that. I mean, we get the damp bag every once in a while. I'd maybe ask them, just be like, hey, it's kind of important that I don't have a wet bag. Do you have anything that was stored in the back under their covered area? And then maybe, they'd be nice enough to have somebody go back and grab you a bale or however many you need from the covered area. But we have noticed that, a few times, like the Tractor Supply we typically go to, they keep it in the back, but they also keep a pallet out front in front of the front door of the store. And it's there's a cover, an easement there, but, when the rain's sideways in Washington, it doesn't fucking help. And just, coldness overnight and the condensation and stuff. So back to what Josh is saying, the horse pellets, though, are awesome. And right here, 9 days. If you guys aren't using the horse pellets on your rodents, you need to start now. My recommended brand, personally, is Dryden. Dryden is a horse pellet that contains an added chemical or added agent called zeolites. It's perfectly safe for your rodents, but the zeolites on top of the horse pellets are added into the horse pellets really help absorb that pneumonia a lot more than the other Tractor Supply or, broad spectrum generic brand horse pellets. There's a ton of them out there, guys. I like the Dryden, not to say the other ones don't work great too, because they do, and they still will keep your smell down, especially if you're not using any kind of pellet. But if you can get the Dryden pellets, definitely get the Dryden pellets. I've thought about the hemp, Gay. It's hard for me to go too much into this because, just to be honest, I don't want to spoil the video for you guys that I have coming out on Tuesday. I'm already in the middle of editing it, and it kind of covers a bit of this. Not hemp in particular, so I will touch on that. I will just say I really do prefer paper. I'll go over those reasons, and I don't mean to leave you hanging. But if I tell you all now, nobody will want to watch the video I spent hours editing on Tuesday. So I prefer paper. I'll go into those reasons on the video we're going to upload on Tuesday. For a number of reasons, it's not to say the other stuff doesn't work. Tons of guys have really good luck on cocoa. They have good luck on aspen. They have good luck on other wood shavings. They have good luck on the liners or newspaper or this or that. But I really do prefer this this contractor paper. It's really my preferred method of keeping at least the ball pythons and especially the Burmese pythons. My sister said it smelled like Barnes and Noble. Oh man. Josh, yours is what Wilco has. Yeah, those, I mean, there's nothing wrong with those pellets either. Wilco does typically have the dried in, but our local one has been out for a little while. It kind of sucks. We've been having to use the other one. And like I said, it still does a great job, but we notice a difference. I mean, we have roughly 50 breeder colonies of rats going right now, plus the rabbits. In our rodent shed. So, I mean, we can really notice a distinguishable smell difference. Just, I mean, obviously it's good to have the pellets, but just using the regular pellets versus the dried in, we're like, man, we can't wait until they have the dried in again. I'm going to have to go buy 20 bags like that. So I just have it and they don't run out again. It's fairly cheap, so it won't be too horrible. Probably be like $100 and something, but well worth it, because just the pellets in general are a huge change, but we just noticed after using those dried in particular, it was an extra couple days of ammonia absorption. Now we still clean every 7 days like clockwork. We have to in order to stay efficient, but it is a big difference when we walk in there, even with exhaust fans going, because we do have intake and exhaust going 24/7. So yeah, dried in just like that. Oh, for sure, Gay. I have seen it. I want to say, man, it wasn't O'Malley's. I just saw one earlier that was using hemp. It was, who was that? They were sifting it, man. It was one of the people I'm sure everybody in here is already following. I just am completely spacing the name right now. And it looks great. You know, I'll touch basis on it a little bit. Here's my thing with substrate, and I know Jackie uses substrate, and you know, or at least partially. And there are certain species I still use substrate on. You can see my my corn snake is down there on white shavings. Like I said, I'm doing the experiment with the white shavings with the adult balls. I also do have my colubrids on. It's called Repti chips. Actually, I have a bag right here. So hold on. Let me knock some shit over under my desk here. So it's a ZooMed product. It's called Repti Chips, not Repti Chip. And it's like a Sani chip type bedding, right? Really fine shaving. I do love this stuff for my colubrids. And also I like that we can throw these bags in the freezer. They're pretty small. And, you know, not risk any bugs. But we also buy it from the feed store. So it's not coming from a reptile pet store or something where it's going to come in contact with mites. And therein lies one of my issues with bedding. A lot of the time you use bedding. I'm not saying mites come in on your cocoa or your bedding, but it can be a carrier. And it's not the substrate itself. It's because you're going to the pet store or you're going to your local distributor. Joe Schmo's got mites now, fucking, you know, you go pick up a couple hours later, now you have mites, kind of thing, you know? So I don't know. I just prefer the paper for that. I can observe them a lot more. And I'm going to go into this on Tuesday, so I got to stop ranting about it because I've already been listening to myself say the same thing all day before the live stream. Yeah, partially some Repti chip blocks and newspaper. Yeah. What is Jackie, what is this? Try Alpha Dry. Is that a horse pellet or is that what we're going at there? I'm not sure. I haven't seen that brand, but I'll keep my eye out for it. I'll try it. I do. I'm always willing to try new stuff. So. Josh, oh, I feel that, man. That's good, though. If you had to sit back and was like, oh, we can still stand it, that's good. Looks like the hemp chips that I use for my rats. Yeah, we just use it on the small colubrids and stuff. But I really like it. We never had bugs travel in on it, whether that's gnats or mites or anything. We never had an issue with it. It's also a, you know, kiln dried material. And I don't know. I like it for the cluebirds, but as far as the pythons go, and mainly it also part of it too is the balls and berms are what I'm breeding, so I really want to pay close attention to them. Just make sure they're all healthy, no bugs whatsoever, no health issues, no, just a lot of stuff. Alpha Dry is a laboratory grade rodent bedding. All right, I'll check it out. I'll check into that. I'm willing to give it a shot, especially if we can get it around here or it's comparable to what I'm already paying, etc. We try to provide them the best. I know a lot of guys out there, they feed their fucking rats dog food and stuff like that. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but to me, every time I've seen people feeding their dog or their rats, the cheap farm food or farm store dog feed and stuff, their rats are oily, they're smelly, I don't think the nutrition content is there and it's proper for the rodents. We use all Missouri 6F or 9F. And then we also give them fresh veggies and stuff as well, just on the side as like snacks. So I'm one of those kind of, quality in, quality out. We're breeding them for feeders, so anything that goes into that rat is in return going into our snakes. So feed them the best, then you get the best feeders to feed to your snakes. So your snakes are having the best feeders, which in my opinion, calories in equals production out, basically. I believe I think that's a Barcheck saying, but it's stuck in my head since I heard it, and I really do think it's the truth. You have quality feeders in, and you're not power feeding, but you're feeding properly, and quality feeders, you're going to get the best production out of your breeders and animals in general. Yeah. Any more questions out there, you guys? And does anybody have any requests for animals you guys would like me to pull out or anything like that? Also, if anybody would like to jump on the stream and ask me a question, jump on video or jump on audio and ask me a question yourself, I'll throw the link out there. If somebody, wants to jump on for a second and ask a question or anything like that. Or just throw it in the chat. Also, if you have any requests. So it's a paper-based but highly absorbent. I'll definitely check it out. About how long does it last in your colonies? Do you breed your own rodents? We haven't actually had that conversation, surprisingly, out of all this time we've talked. OG Barcheck. Yeah, I thought that was Barcheck that said that. That saying, though, is just stuck in my head. I don't know. I really believe it's the truth, at least, in my few years of experience breeding. I'm no OG. I'm still new to this, like most of us are. But just from my experience, I think it's the truth. I've seen it, my animals that eat the best and the healthiest and the heaviest are the ones that give me big fat clutches. How do I feel about tubs for berms? I have berms in tubs right now. There's 3 berms in that ARS rack right now. One of them is getting shipped out on Tuesday. Been waiting to ship that guy out. It's just been too cold at his arrival destination and here for the most part through the winter. And then my lab and my hypo lab are still in there. Now, after that, I'll move them straight into a 4-foot, like the ones you see straight behind me right there, that stack of T8s. They'll move right into there. Most of that stack right now is actually Burmese. There's a corn in one and a blood in the other. The others are all berms. One's empty for the snake that I'm going to pick up from Jackie. And then after the 4s, move them up into 8s. As far as like adult berms go, there's no tub big enough for an adult Burmese. They don't make it. I also just don't think it's necessarily the best. But as far as grow outs go, you can easily house a Burmese, in a tub for, I don't know, Jackie's got a lot more experience than me with berms. What do you think? About first year-ish, depending on how quick they're growing? And obviously you're going to need to bump up to some fairly large totes, maybe even a Christmas tree tote at that point. But once they're about 4 foot or so, in my opinion, once they're about 4 foot ish, they should be in a 4 foot enclosure. And then once they reach that, maybe Jackie can, maybe she disagrees and can throw her opinion in the comments down here. But in my opinion, once they hit 6 to 8 foot mark, you should then bump them up to an 8 foot. They do want to feel comfortable. So a 4x2 is perfectly fine. Most people would say 6 foot. I say 8 foot, as long as it's not a super obese 8 foot berm, is okay. It's pushing it in a 4, but it's okay. You're not hurting the animal. Get them out for exercise, obviously. But then you should go up to, once they hit 8 foot, you should be very quickly moving them up into an 8 foot enclosure, in my opinion. Oh, okay. So you use it for the snakes. That's actually, especially if it's a paper product, so it's going to be all sanitary and everything. That might be cool to do with the displays for, just like you said, for when I do shows, because I haven't done that many expos, honestly. I'm really looking forward to doing some more. I want to buy some of those nice display, the 3-tier, 4-tier display cases. I really want to invest in a couple of those this season for the expos. But I'll give it a shot, because I was just using last time I did the expo, I was still using Repti chips. So that's how long it's been. 1 to 2 years, depending on growth. Here you go, Cade. Boom. Exactly. Jackie hit that on the head. I mean, if they're, keep them tight, basically, fairly tight when they're young. And as long as they're feeding, and hit that 4-ish foot mark is when I'd move them up to your T8s. Hola, Rachel. What's up, retic lady? I think we've talked about this before, but what's my best bet for breeding my female granite head albino pos green to produce greens? Yeah, I mean, we have, but I can, honestly, so here's the thing. You want to produce visual greens, definitely go with a visual green, because at least then you're going to get 100% het greens to breed out in case her pos het doesn't prove out. Also, if her pos het does prove out and she proves out to be a het green, your chances from a visual to a het pairing of hitting visual greens is going to be a lot higher than if you were to do a het to het pairing. So with het to het pairings, you're looking at roughly 25% odds of hitting that visual. With a visual to a het pairing, you're looking at roughly 50% odds of hitting that visual animal. And then, of course, visual to visual is going to be 100% odds. But at least at bare minimum, if you use a visual green or visual green combo male, then you're going to at least have 100% hets. And since she is a visual granite, you'll have at least 100% double het babies, and build on your project from there. But I would definitely say, depending on what you want to produce, if you just want to produce greens, get a really nice visual green male. If you're trying to produce more than just greens and you'd like to, make some albinos and some granites and some combos and everything, I would go with either an albino green or an albino or a green granite, which aren't the prettiest in my personal opinion, but you go with like a albino green het granite or a green double het albino granite, just like my boy Gizmo, or any combination really of those, obviously, depending on what you want to make. You also have to think, though, if you're just trying to produce greens themselves, the more other visual recessives you add into that project, the less likely you are to hit your single gene visual greens. So that really matters, with where you want to go with that project. So, An 8-foot snake that's not a boa. Well, there's a number of great snakes that stay within that range. There's carpet pythons that, for the most part, will stay in that 8 to 10-foot range. I mean, there's a bunch of other python species that stay in that range too. Yellow anacondas, but they're kind of dicks. At least from everybody I know that has them. And yeah, I mean, there's a number of really cool species that stay around 8 foot. Or, you could do what Jackie says and get a super dwarf retic. Kelsey, I can try to pull her out. She is being a grumpy little pain in my butt earlier today. But I'll see if I can pull her out here in just a moment. Do you deal with head wedging in your AP cages? I'm assuming you mean pushing, like them pushing, or are you talking about like getting wedged on in between the glass and the faceplate? Either way, I mean, I basically consider them both pushing. So, or at least I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yes, occasionally, sometimes, to be honest, not too much. My albino girl does it a little bit. And lately, my granite female has been pushing for some reason. She didn't push for the longest time, but she's been pushing a lot more lately. So, for me, when it comes to pushing, this was actually said by a good buddy of mine, Aaron. Timer's on everything, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Fix this other timer. Got to keep everything automated in here to make my life easier. She's been pushing. So like my buddy Aaron would say, and I agree 100%, you have 4 reasons really for pushing. Either your husbandry is off, so whether that's temperature, humidity, etc. They're hungry, so food. So husbandry, food, breeding, or uncomfortable. That girl's well fed. Her temperatures are spot on. She doesn't want to breed for shit. Trust me, I've been trying. And she just must be uncomfortable. So what I've been doing is taking her out quite a lot more and just letting her get a lot of that excess energy out. And it has been helping. I've also added a hide into her cage, even though I think she's a little big for that fucking hide. She still does try to squeeze half her body in it and use it. And it has curbed the pushing a bit. And if she continues to have that bit of an issue, what I'll do is at that point, I'll either try to clutter the cage some more, or I will cover the front of the cage with some paper until she stops pushing. And if necessary, move her to the top stack in the enclosure so I can keep it a little more covered and private. And she's not looking out at, the monitors or the other snakes moving about too much. I appreciate it, Rachel. Cottonmouth like a bitch. I appreciate it. Thank you for jumping on. Hope your night's going well. Yellows are awful. I just traded my 8-foot male for a berm yesterday. Yeah, I've never heard any good things about the yellow Annies. I really want a green Annie. I really wish that damn Reptile Zoo would sell me theirs. But I'll settle. It's whatever. Probably pick one up from my buddy Aaron here in the next year or so. Yeah, Kelsey, give me just a second. I'll go. Let me get caught up on these comments and check this out. Boost Fiend. So sorry you weren't here in the beginning. Unfortunately, Brian and Garrett ran into issues at the airport. Getting their rental car and everything was stalled at the airport. So unfortunately, I did have to reschedule with them. I will let you guys know. I'm going to let them chill for the night. I'm sure they've both had a stressful hell of a day. And then I will let you guys know as soon as possible when we're going to actually have them on. Apologize for the inconvenience. I don't want to stress those guys out or inconvenience them, especially, Brian getting Garrett to come on as well and everything. So unfortunately, life happens. I'm sure the airports are just nuts right now due to all the COVID stuff. So we did have to reschedule with them. It was literally up in the air until after I was live. They were trying to make it work and trying to make it work, but when we started the live stream tonight, they were still 30 minutes to an hour from even getting to their hotel or anything. So I just, we'll reschedule. I promise we'll at least get Brian on. Hopefully we can have Garrett on as well in the future. Fingers crossed, but we will be rescheduling that, and I'll let you guys know as soon as I know anything. And again, I'm sorry. I know a lot of you guys got excited for that. And, I was excited for it. I really look forward to talking to those guys and picking their brain, but I'm not going to, hassle them about it. I'm sure they've had stressful days, and shit happens. We'll reschedule. We'll make it happen. And, be able to bring those guys, those true legends to you guys, and really good people for the community. Yeah. So, I mean, they do a little bit, but like I said, just not really that much. I don't really get, those are really the only two that push on me really at all. I mean, unless I have rabbits thawing out in the room, but that's a different story. Or if I have, just rodents in general, like feeding rats to the other snakes or whatnot, then I'll get, they'll be up at the glass pushing a little bit, but not really. It's more of just inquisitive, like nose at the glass, like, what the fuck you doing, Dad? Am I going to get one of those? You got one of those for me? I don't see any rabbits. What's up with that? That's my interpretation of them. I don't know what they're actually fucking thinking, but hey, thank you so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it. And, I probably will wrap this up semi-shortly after I pull out this blood. And I mean, I'm not in a hurry, though. If you guys have any more questions or want to see something, just shoot it out in the comments. But thank you so much for jumping on. I know it's probably super late your time. I mean, it's already 11 here. So I just appreciate the support. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Nate, man. I appreciate it. And you have a good night as well, brother. I really do appreciate all of your guys' support. I mean, we're at over 2 hours in and have over 20 people watching. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. I mean, I really do appreciate all of your guys' support. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It means the world to me. The fact that, 20 plus of you at 11 plus, 11 or later in the morning. I mean, Rebecca, 2 a.m. here. I mean, seriously, thank you guys. It means a lot to me that you guys are willing to hang out with me and bullshit. I'm sure most of you guys just came to see Brian and Garrett, and I am nowhere near as cool as Brian and Garrett. I will fully admit that, at least, in your guys' eyes, probably I'm cool as shit in my own eyes. But, I just appreciate you guys. I mean, seriously, hanging out 2 hours with just me ranting and bullshitting. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, Angel. I'm off to bed. Tom is still watching. It's 1:11 a.m. here, and I got to be up at 7:30 a.m. for kids and work. Oh, damn, Mindy. Thanks for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Let me pull out this blood for you, Kelsey. I'm going to have to get the stool because, I'm a short shit. And she's also she's not nippy. She's just defensive. If I put my hand in there blindly, I'm going to get tagged. My sweetheart. Oh, you're fine. Hi, sweetie. Oh, hey, don't get that reactiveness with me. You're perfectly fine. You're fine. It's okay. It's all right. Stay close to the chest. She's still a bit uncomfortable and very hissy. This is my T-negative albino matrix from the Mega Matrix line from my buddy Dylan Heine over at CBC Exotics. You guys hear that? She is not happy. Face up to the microphone there. She is not digging it, so I'll probably set her down here in just a quick second. But beautiful girl. Really love this snake. I really wanted to just see how I like keeping blood pythons. Maybe, hopefully I have liked it a lot so far. So hopefully produce some GoldenEye or 007 here in the future, 007 or GoldenEye stuff here in the future. I just think they're a really cool species. And the GoldenEye and 007 stuff is just crazy. But since she is a bit grumpy, I am going to put this girl back. I don't want to ruin the trust I've been building with this girl. We're going to do a little spin here so I don't get tagged in the face, because that's no way to end an evening. You can tag my hand. That's okay, just not my face. Oh, you're fine. So unlike most people, they would have kept her in, still in a rack. I wanted to experiment and move her up into a 4-foot enclosure and just see how she's done. She's actually done pretty good since I moved her there. She's up high, so she's not getting disturbed all the time. She's hiding, and I found she's being a little more active and actually exploring around, not just sitting there 24/7, which is kind of a blood python thing. But either way, I don't know. I think she likes it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, she's hissy as hell, but I still love her. I don't know. She's more talk than she is anything. But I will say, and if you guys have seen the previous live stream where I pulled her out, she will strike. She's fairly defensive and scared still, but I work with her as much as I can. And I also I try not to overdo it either. Stretch her legs so I can give my undivided attention. Oh, perfect. Thank you, guys. Seriously, I like her a lot. Dylan actually posted the picture in a group chat that I'm in, and I saw it. If I remember correctly, I was at work at the time, and I was like, "Oh, fuck. Okay, how much? Okay, what's your PayPal?" It was one of those, like, I saw it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that is a beautiful blood. I need that snake in my collection." That snake, when you see that snake, that was her for me. And I was like, yeah, this will be a good start. Pixel and Magpie bloods are amazing. Yes, they are. I love them. And like I said, even the GoldenEye and 007 stuff, I just really love that reduced pattern and just that, that craziness you don't expect from a blood. That's some blood for you, but they're gorgeous. Yeah. She's cool. Doesn't bug me. I mean, berms are hissy as fuck half the time. And just like, bloods, it's a lot of bluff. You just have to be confident with them. But I also try to be fairly, hate to say gentle because that sounds kind of stupid, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I try to develop positive threads of trust, I guess. Plus I had a mishap with her a few weeks ago, so I'm trying to rebuild that trust. We were doing, a handling session like we normally would, and she got freaked out. That was back before I moved her up to the 4. So she was still in that ARS rack down on the bottom where I keep the temperature slightly cooler. But I picked her up and she just wasn't having it. And, I try not to like restrain them, hold, not restrain. And she went backwards and fell onto the floor. And, it's only, a foot up or whatever, 10 inches up, but she was not fucking happy. So that's why I'm buying Kratos from ACR Vanilla Scream OD for the win. Oh, fuck yeah, Rebecca. That's awesome. So you did end up picking up that male from Angel? Yes, Matt. That's one of the things that attracted me to the bloods. Is I was like, hold on. This thing's like the girth of a berm, but the length of a ball. Thing sounds awesome. So, I'm just kind of getting my feet wet with them. This is like my first true Python Broggers, my Brongersmy, however you want to pronounce that. I probably butchered that. I'm sure some blood guy out there is screaming, fucking throwing shit at his TV at me right now. But I don't know. I think they're cool. I look forward to working with them. I did just want to raise a female up for a few years, you know, maybe even another year or two. I might add another female to start raising up here in the next year or two. But I just wanted to raise one up and see how I like the species before I committed to breeding them. And even then, I don't know. I might buy a female like Magpie or Goldeneye or 007 or Pixel that I really like, and I might just leave it at that and keep them as pets and just have some big female bloods. I'm not opposed to just keeping pets. For me, it's more than just breeding. Breeding's fun. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but there is a lot more to this for me than breeding. I mean, why the fuck do I have a huge ass cage that I could fit 3 berms in that amount of space for a fucking $20 Savannah monitor? Because I like him. He's cool. He needed a good home. And I don't know. Not saying I'm gonna go rescue fucking everything. That's not my gig either. But I don't know. That's a whole nother rant. It's crazy that I'm wide awake and you're live. I'm tripping. Damn, Kayla. Because Luda is awesome. You're right. Luda is fucking awesome. Probably the coolest Savannah monitor around. Fucking love that dude. And it's kind of crazy. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the snakes. And, you know, this is going to sound really weird, but like, I have some fairly pricey snakes, you know, that were a couple grand, and I love them to death. They're dream animals, you know, most of them. Some of them are Amandas and stuff, but I honestly get excited every day to come in and say what's up to Luda. You know, he's basking on his rock. It's very like, he's very predictable. He's always coming up to the glass asking for food. Something personable about, you know, monitors. So 7 a.m. God damn. I mean, you're up bright and early. I was wondering where you were at for the Zoom call last night. Hey guys, though, I am going to wrap this up. I don't want to just rant on and bore you guys forever. Like I said, I appreciate every single one of you who are jumping on and sticking through this. I mean, like I said, we're at over 2 hours and still have more than 20 people in here. You guys fucking rock. Thank you guys so much for your support. But before I wrap this up, I'm going to give everybody, you know, one last chance. If you guys have any requests for animals you want me to pull out, or if you guys have any questions, shoot them out there now. You know, I'll give it a minute and just rant on and I'll answer it. But other than that, I am going to wrap this up. So right on, Dylan. Good show anyways. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Again, sorry for the, you know, mishap. Shit happens. I appreciate every single one of you guys for understanding that. And if you guys want to smash the thumbs down button because of that, I totally get it. It's okay. But do me a favor. Please do smash either the thumbs up or the thumbs down button. However you feel. Not only does it let me know if you guys like this type of content, you guys like this type of stream, you know, with or without the guests, or if you guys are mad because Garrett and Brian aren't here, whatever. Let me know what you guys think. It really does help us with the algorithm and lets me know what you guys think. On top of that, if you guys haven't already, smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've been busting ass with YouTube for quite a while now. I know my content was very sporadic for, you know, the first year or two, but I'm doing my best to upload very consistently for you guys and bring you guys quality, good content. So help me get there. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell next to it so you get notified when we upload more content. And if you guys haven't already, go to www.thesnakenerd.com. You guys will find merch for both the Snake Nerd Lounge, like we're doing right now, D's Balls and Exotics, my personal breeding company. You'll also find links to our morph market for all of our available snakes, links to our Facebook, Instagram. It'll take you back here to YouTube, whatever, but you guys are already here. But make sure you guys check that out, especially if you want to cop up some amazing ass merch. Also, this is big for the 20 of you guys who are still here. All of our merch for the remainder of the month, any profits we make on the merch will be directly donated to US ARC. So this is my promise to you guys right here. I will post it at the end of the month, however we got to do that or whatever. But any profit I make from our merch for the remainder of the month will be going donated directly to USARK. Just trying to do my part. I've already made my personal donation and membership, but any way I can help more, I'm not making a bunch of money on the merch, guys. Like, seriously, it's a couple dollar markup per item. So, but anything we can do to help USARK, the better. So if you want to scoop up some awesome ass fucking merch and help a dope ass cause that's fighting for your rights as a reptile keeper at the same time, go ahead and check it out. And either way, go to usark.org, check it out, donate if you can, become a member if you're not already, do your part to, be a part of this reptile community and help fight for our rights. And it's not just about donating, you guys. Everybody's out there talking about donate this, donate that, join a member. That is fucking great, but there's a lot more we can do. You can sign up, you can call in, you can sign petitions, you can be part of the change, not just donating your money. It's not all about the money, guys. Be part of the change. Help it out in any way you can. Call the local legislation. Call the city council meetings. Attend your city council committee. Really explain this and help us fight this battle, not just, donate if you can. That's my piece, guys. That's everything I got to say. I really appreciate every single fucking one of you guys. And let me know what you guys think of our video on Tuesday. Peace.